My name's Aaron. Welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and I'm doing really well. And today I'm reviewing Apex by Roja Parfums. This is £265 for 100ml. The notes are quite vast, as always. Lemon, bergamot, mandarin and orange. The heart notes are jasmine, pineapple. The base notes are galbanum, elm leaf, patchouli, oak moss, rum, tobacco, cypress, fir balsam, juniper berry, cashmere woods, sandalwood, benzoin, amber, frankincense, labdanum, leather, ambergris, musk. Do we have our bottles of Apex by Roja? Are we engaged with our higher self? Let's get testing. So before I get onto the testing, I want to say a few things. First off, I love the little book which says, from a collection of your 12 cards, your Apex animal has chosen you. These cards have the ability to reveal your potential by connecting you with your past and origins, your very essence. Discover your Apex animal and learn how to become the best version of you. I love the graphics. I think there's a lot of time and effort gone into this. I don't really understand what's that particularly got to do with the fragrance. Yeah, if you want to enlighten me, I'd love to know that. Yeah, very nice. It reminds me of quite Aztec. I'm in Mexico quite a lot, and it reminds me of sort of Aztec sort of culture, which I love very much. I'm quite fascinated by all that. So when I was looking at the notes for this, I went onto the awful frag site, which I think is quite a horrible place, and I never look at it, but this, I was looking at it. The vitriol and hatred towards a fragrance is crazy to me. For perfumers, take a long time to develop a fragrance. It is not something which you can just do. It's a special skill set. It takes years of hard work and daily sort of practice to get something to smell finished. It is exhausting. I get personally exhausted, and some of my fragrances take up to a year, sometimes even longer to develop. And then, it's that constant finessing, dealing with tiny aspects of a fragrance. To give you an example, you could get the backbone of it and get all your notes right, and then you spend time developing the musk accord, and when that's right, something within the fruit facets or the way it's smoothed out with the woods or the lily of the valley notes is wrong, and you have to put in a different aroma chemical. And then once you've got all that, you work at your citruses and your base notes, the finessing of it, adjusting things by tiny percentages. That doesn't wear right, and then you have to apply it to the skin 24 hours after you've made it. It is exhausting and time consuming, and I wish the fragrance community just sort of understood that a bit more, that it isn't just something which is thrown together. There is so much effort that goes into making a fragrance, and looking at all these comments was embarrassing and heartbreaking to sort of see people which apparently are fragrance people, which love fragrance, being so disgusting. And it makes me, and I'm sure other perfumers, not feel a part of the fragrance world, because I personally don't want to associate with people who have that level of mentality. What I want to say is, if you feel like you're typing something full of hatred, don't press enter. Go out and exercise. Go and get a second job, because the last thing I particularly want to do when I've worked all week is very hard is go online and type something disgusting. I haven't got the time and I haven't got the mental energy. I kind of concentrating on doing things for me. Anyway, onto the fragrance. So first off, this is a beast of a fragrance. Like for this sort of price money, you kind of want something beastly strong, projecting and interesting. This is really highly skilled in the blending. The blending is beautiful. The performance is excellent. It is based upon Isoe Super and Cashmarin and Ambroxan. That's where you're smelling at the top of the formulation, along with the citruses, but the backbone is primarily sort of starts off with that. Acetates, linalool gives that modern freshness, dries down to fruit molecules, which I love. The fruit molecules helps to sweeten it could be quite unpalatable formulations. This has been sweetened with fruit molecules and sweetened with ethyl maltol, whipping through the base. Light, airy, with the aquatic raw materials, which you absolutely have to have with this sort of formulation. It is, as it said, patchouli, sandalwood, vetiver, helping to give that earthy, dense quality, lemon, orange, and then elm leaf, helping to give that pop and flick and further dryness. The cypress, combined with the eugenol, combined with the evenerol, is giving this more of a vintage feel. So this, to me, feels like a vintage formulation brought up to date, which is actually very cool. We've actually thought about doing that ourselves. We have a very cool name for it, and we may do it sometime in the future when I get a chance to have some fun and do something. So this to me smells like a 80s fragrance brought up to date, and that's absolutely fine because there is a place for that. The high oak moss is prevalent within Kuros and all those sort of beastly formulations combined with the eugenol. That's what gives that sort of 80s feel, which is cool. On to my final thoughts. I think this is really well constructed. I think it's an excellent piece of perfumery. I love the packaging, the green. The packaging to me fits with the fragrance being dense, green, heavy. It is robust, radiant, super masculine. The age demographic I would absolutely say is 30-40 up, like all of his work. So I'll go through my sort of final thoughts and come to my mark. It's a very professional company. It is a safe, legal, compliant, which I love. The price is sort of top end for me, if I'm honest with you. 265 is 132.50 for 50 mil. In my opinion, I feel the price is just fractionally too high. I'd love to see this sort of about 210, but Roja's work is aiming for the top demographic, for people who have that sort of level of disposable income. So it is different demographic, different company, different sort of people. I don't know what the concentration is, it didn't say, but I'd imagine it's the EDP or perfume. I think it's a little bit top end. My sort of final marks. I personally don't like this. I don't like the herbaceous quality combined with the cypryl, the oak moss, the eugenol. I don't like that sort of feel to it. It's a little bit too herbaceous. It's a little bit too green. It's a little bit too spiky for me, and I wouldn't gravitate to this. I prefer, if you can do something monstrous, it's sort of sweetened. But it is what it is, and it smells finished, complete. I'm going to mark it as 7 out of 10. The price is fractionally too high. I just don't particularly like it at all, to be very honest with you, but I imagine that there are people that are going to love it. So we love that review. Thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating, interesting content, lots of moving hands, and lots of fragrance reviews. Hope you're staying safe and well. See you soon.